I think clearly, we've all been hearing it. Parents are tapped out. Parents of small children, parents of kids that are home from school that haven't gone back, feeling as if they can't do it all. Parents who are worried about the economic realities of the pandemic. I think, of course, that one of the first things that I want to talk to parents about is how do you pull up some self-compassion? And how do we pay attention to sometimes what is a pretty quick and pretty prominent self-critical voice when we're parenting? And I think at the beginning of the pandemic, and it probably is still existing now, that there was a lot of talk at first about letting go of things. Look, drop your expectations. If your kids are eating ring dings 3 meals a day, who cares? And if the sleep schedule is wackadoodle, don't worry about it. And if your kids are in your bed with you, well, that's just the way it's going to be. And I think that was probably helpful at the beginning when things felt so chaotic and there was a lot of crisis. But I think what I've been talking to families about now is that even in the midst of this, how can we return to some routine and ritual so that there are things that can feel normal? And so one of the questions I'm posing to parents is to pay attention to any bad habits that you think slipped in. Because if we're talking about your energy, if we're talking about getting through the day, if we're talking about all the things that you have to manage, all of that permission that we gave ourselves as parents at the beginning of this is not a really good long-term strategy. So when parents are feeling really worn out, I say, so what have you let go of in the things that make your family run smoothly, right? Have you let go of bedtimes? Do you need to make sure that your kids are getting into bed at a certain time so you can have that evening time to yourself? If you're all in the house together and your kids are staying up until 11 o'clock and they're 6 years old, you're missing out on some really valuable time. So I think at this point, putting that structure and routine back in place has been really important for families. The other thing that I have been talking about so consistently is how do we create joy even in the midst of all of this despair, right? And children need to see parents having moments of joy. Parents need to be silly and playful. It's going to help them too. But I think it's so easy to get caught up in everything that's going on around us. I mean, there's more bad news every day, it feels like, isn't there? And human beings, I feel like, are pretty good in the midst of suffering to even pull up moments of joy. And our kids really depend on that from us. I've been telling this story. My mom sent me a video. My dad, who's 79, was blasting his 50s music, and he was vacuuming. So he's in their house, he's blasting his 50s music, and he's dancing while he's vacuuming to his 50s music. My mom sent me probably this 15-second clip of my dad dancing. I am in my 50s. My dad is 79. Even just watching my dad be joyful made me have this sense that things were going to be okay. And when I watched that clip, I thought, I need to make sure that I am telling parents that moments of joy on your face, moments of silliness, kids seeing you laugh, kids seeing you sing, kids seeing you dance in the kitchen, any little moment that we can offer our children during this, we need it to sustain us through this. This has been a long haul. And I know that as a parent, and I know when parents are watching their children then have delight in their faces, that it just lifts everybody up. It's not a solution for the economic stuff. It's not a solution for a lost job. It's not a solution for oppression and racism. It's not a solution for when is the vaccine coming out and should we even, it's not a solution for any of that. But these are the moments that kids are going to remember. And these are the moments that kids need so that they don't get pulled down into the despair with us.